Hi John.
Hi Alex.
Can you explain me what is demand?
Demand is the want or willingness of consumers to buy goods and services.
Are there any kinds of demand?
Yes. There are effective demand, individual demand, and market demand. Effective demand is if you have enough money to buy a good or service. Individual demand is the demand of only one consumer. Market demand is the demand of all consumers.
How do firms know what goods are demanded?
The price mechanism tells them. If the profitability of a good falls, it means that demand of that good decreases and firms produce another more profitable good.
What if the price of a good falls?
It's called an extension of demand. The quantity demanded increases due to a fall in price, all other things remaining unchanged. If the price of a good increases, the quantity demanded decreases. It's called a contraction of demand.
What happens to the demand for particular goods and services when factors other than price do change?
The factors other than the price of a good can lead to either an increase in demand or a fall in demand. An increase in demand means that consumers now demand more of a product at each and every price than they did before. The demand curve will shift out to the right. A fall in demand means that consumers now demand less of a product at each and every price than they did before. The demand curve moves towards the left.
Are they the same as an extension and a contraction of demand?
No. An extension and a contraction of demand is movement along the demand curve, while an increase and a fall in demand leads to a shift of the demand curve.
What are the other factors that can lead to a change in demand?
First factor is a change in consumers' incomes. As your income rises, your demand will also rise. If the demand for a product tends to rise, incomes rise, the product is called a normal good, the demand curve will shift to the right. An example of a normal good is food. If your income increases, you will have more money. Therefore, you can afford more food. If the demand tends to fall, the product is called inferior good, the demand curve will shift to the left. For example, as incomes rise, people can afford to travel longer distances by plane rather than by train. Long-distance train journeys might therefore appear to be an inferior good in consumer preferences as incomes rise. Second factor is a change in taxes on income. If the taxes are low, people will have more money and they can buy more. The demand curve for a product will shift to the right. If the taxes are high, people will have less money than they had before. They will buy less goods and services. The demand curve will shift to the left. Another factor is the price and availability of other goods and services. Some of the goods and services we buy need other things to do with them. For example, cars need petrol or DVD discs need DVD player. These goods are called complementary goods. The change in price of one good will cause the change in demand of other good. For example, if the price of cars rises, the demand for petrol will fall. A fall in the price of DVD players may lead to a rise in the demand for DVD discs. Another factor that can cause the change in demand is change in taste, habits, and fashion. For example, the demand for clothes that became fashionable will increase. Or if the advertisement of a good increases, people will see this good more often and they will buy it. There are many other factors that can affect demand. The weather is one example. A hot summer will boost sales of cold drinks. A cold winter will increase the demand for warm clothes. Changes in laws may also affect demand for some goods. For example, it is illegal in many countries to smoke in public places. The demand for cigarettes will decrease. If the population of a city or a country changes, the demand for all goods will change. For example, if the population of Turkey increases, the demand for food, cars, or clothes will increase.